Hello, this is Martina from Strickmich, which is German and means knit me. And with me in the room is my dog Harry. I hope he won't bark as I'm telling you about what I've been up to during the past few months. You may know that we have paused Strickmich Club in 2023. Strickmich Club was a subscription for 4 new patterns by me plus exclusively dyed yarn. But as it happens, some people of the team have taken up full-time jobs outside of Strickmich, and I have been working on a big writing project, which I'm still working on, and it's a lot of fun, but also takes a lot of time. So all the logistics of Strickmich Club would be a little bit too much in 2024, but we have come up with a solution, which I'm going to tell you about in just a minute. But first, I would like to present to you the designs that I have published this year, because of course I am still knitting and I'm still designing. And here are the results of that of the past few months. So this is a very fun project. It's called Hitch on the Move. For those of you who are familiar with my work, the Hitchhiker is my most popular design. It's a shawl knit on the bias with this shark tooth border. And my pattern Match and Move starts at one corner and is completed into a shawl. And now I have combined the two patterns into Hitch on the Move, and we have chosen a self-striping yarn for one part and a solid yarn for the other part. And as we have published this during the summer, we have chosen two very light cotton vegan yarns for this. This is Schoppel Cotton Crazy Zauberball in the colorway Maskenzauber, and we have combined it with Kremke Soul Wool Morning Salutation in a light pink, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's a pleasure to wear, and it's so much fun to knit because all these zigzags that you're making here, they're just done with decreases. So it's absolutely mindless, not really that mindless. You have to count a little bit, but it's very easy and it's fun to knit. And if you want to make a version that's a little bit warmer for the winter, we also have yarns for that in Strickmich shop. For this part here, I would recommend Schoppel Edition 3, which is a very soft merino yarn with gorgeous color changes. And you can combine that with Rosy Green Wool Cheeky Merino Joy for the solid part, which is a organic yarn that's mulesing free, and it's really one of my favorite. And you can make beautiful winter versions, and you will find all the yarns and the pattern in Strickmich shop. We ship worldwide. The pattern is also on Ravelry, of course. And you may have seen me posting about a trip I made in the summer. I went on a knitting cruise from Craft Cruises as the instructor, and I chose, well, Melissa, who is organizing these cruises, and it's a lot of fun, and it's really something I would recommend. She has been asking me about coming on one of her cruises for a long time, and I always said no because my kids were too small and I didn't want to be away for a couple of weeks. But now they are teens, and I thought, well, now I can go, and I could even choose the destination. I chose the coast of Norway because I always wanted to go there. Also a little bit because of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where the coast of Norway is praised as one of the masterpieces of coastline design. So that's why I had to go. Okay, and we went to the north of the polar circle, and the sun didn't set because it was summer, and it was just amazing. So it was really amazing, and I taught a couple of classes, and I also designed something especially for the cruise, to have some classes to teach about and for everyone to have something to take home after the cruise. And you may know that in Norway there are these motifs of Norwegian star patterns with two-colored knitting, and I thought, well, I need to use something that is typically Norwegian. And I took one of those star motifs and cut it in half and used it as the main part of the shawl. And during the classes, I taught people how to do the cast on in the first couple of rows where you have to pay attention and count. But then everything is pretty much smooth sailing. And you complete this half star, and then you add these parts here to make everything into a triangular shawl. And I have seen gorgeous versions of this where people were doing the half star part with the color changing yarn or a very bright and colorful hand dyed yarn, and then they used some solid colors for the outside parts, and you can have a lot of fun with these with this pattern. This one here I have knit with Bio Balance by by BC Garn, which is a Danish origin company, and it's half cotton and half merino, and it's a very nice yarn for summer and for early fall. But of course you can also use pure wool or any other yarn that you like, and I would really recommend using a self-striping yarn for the star, because then you get these beautiful zigzags in different colors, which looks really cool. So I'm in a kind of zigzag phase of my creativity right now. Also, you can see, well, the zigzags are everywhere these days, basically. This is the latest design that came out. It's called Happy Crowd. It's a cowl that was published in Strickmich Club 2022, and as the patterns of Strickmich Club are always exclusive during 1 year, we publish it on Ravelry and in Strickmich Shop later. All the patterns that you have seen here are available on Ravelry and in Strickmich Shop, where you can download them or you can get a printed version. So this is called Happy Crowd. We had an exclusively dyed yarn by Kremke Soul Wool on their base Lazy Lion, which is a sock yarn base, but it's very soft. And when I saw this color, I was thinking about a crowd of people in colorful clothes on a lawn, maybe having some drinks in their hands, listening to music, and a very, very summery, very bright, very happy. So the color is called Happy Crowd, and this cowl is also called Happy Crowd, and it uses only one skein, 100 grams of yarn. And you can also modify it. I made this version a little shorter and a little wider, but the pattern will also tell you how to make it narrower and longer. And if you have more than one skein of yarn, you can of course choose to make it both longer and wider, and you can totally go wild, and the pattern tells you how to. You will start here with a provisional cast on, but there's a video for that. You know that I always do videos when there's something that is a little more complicated than the standard knit and purl stitches. And usually people find this very helpful, and it's really not that hard. You're a clever girl or a clever guy or anything between, and you can just watch the video and learn how to do it. So you do a provisional cast on, and in the end you do a bind off with 3 needles. Nothing too complicated, and you have this fun zigzag pattern on the bias. Yeah, and this is Happy Crowd, the third pattern of Strickmich Club 2022, and there's another one coming up in November, which is called Double Hitch, and we used the yarn by La Bien-Aimée for that. Yeah, talking about Strickmich Club, we are thinking about having a mini digital version of Strickmich Club for 2024, where you can subscribe to 4 of my patterns that I will exclusively design, and that will only be available in this package of 4, and will use some yarns that you can get in Strickmich Shop. So this will be 1 skein patterns, very likely, or maybe 2 skeins, but most likely 1 skein patterns. And you can choose which color you want to use. You can even dive your stash and find yarn that you find suitable. And yeah, so we are thinking about doing that, maybe making this collection of patterns available on Ravelry or in Strickmich Shop. It's not really decided yet. We are still working out the details. And I would really like to hear your comment on that. What do you think about this mini version of Strickmich Club? Would you be interested what kind of patterns would you like to see in there. Strickmich Club has traditionally always been about shawls and cowls because these kinds of patterns come to me quite easily because I love to play with geometric shapes and new ways of constructing shawls and cowls. But maybe if you say, well, I would like a hat or something like that, drop me a comment, drop me a line, please. Strickmich Club will likely not be about huge garments because I think it should be as inclusive as possible. And the nice thing about shawls and cowls is that they fit everyone, no matter their size. So yeah, but let me know what you think, and let me know if you might be interested in a Strickmich Club, a digital version of that. And if you have any suggestions or ideas, let me know. And until then, until Strickmich Club 2024 starts, please have fun with my patterns, half Norwegian. It's this one, the half Norwegian star, with Hitch on the move, and with happy crowd. See you in Strickmich Club 24, I hope. Happy knitting until then.